Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining Create with Dee. I'm Dee Slaters, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Welcome to my channel, whether you're watching live or you're watching the replay. I'm streaming both on YouTube and Facebook. And wherever you're watching from, I would really appreciate a thumbs up or a like, a comment, if there's anything in this video that you like. I really would appreciate that. And if you haven't already, I invite you to follow me on Facebook or subscribe to my YouTube channel. Today, I am playing a little bit of catch up for the fact that my mom had a fall, and we spent the last week going into the hospital and into rehab, but everything's on track for a nice recovery, and I thank everybody that was following me on Facebook for all of the well wishes and prayers. I know that all made a big difference. Well, today I am going to share with you probably one of the easiest fun folds and pocket cards. And you can make a pocket card in about 3 easy steps where you can score, fold, and tie, and you have a pocket card. It's just that easy. So I'll go ahead and give you the measurements here first on this pocket card. And as always, as you're coming on, or even if you're watching the replay, please do say hi where you're, where you might be watching from. It's always fun to see where people are viewing. I'm in Northeast Indiana, in Kendallville, Indiana, a little bit north of Fort Wayne. All right, so our easy pocket card is easy as fold, score, and tie. We're going to start with a card base that's 4 1/4 by 11, and we're going to score it at 1 1/2 and 5 1/2, and that is the basis of the pocket on it. And then for the pocket itself, we're going to have a like if you just want to do a basic white pocket, it's a 4 inch by 5 1/4, and I'm going to show you a couple of different variations. So if you just needed a refresher on that, that's great. That's all you need to do for this video. But what I'm going to do is invite you to stay and play with me. I'm going to go ahead and make it start to finish. I'm going to give you some tips along the way with the Hearts and Hugs bundle that I'm using here today, and we'll just have some fun time together crafting. Let me turn the camera around and we'll get started making this cute set of pocket cards. All right. So as mentioned, I'm focusing on the Hearts and Hugs bundle from Stampin' Up. At the time of the video, Stampin' Up is offering an additional 10% off of all die set bundles, and this is one of those. So if you haven't gotten this yet and you love this cute little character set, June of 2024 might be a great month to get it from. All right, so on the easy pocket cards, again, all that it is like I said, we're going to score, fold, and tie. And then I've kind of got a little variation on the pocket itself, and the fact that I'm using a piece of colored cardstock instead of a traditional just white cardstock. And I've got it embossed. I'm adding the cute little elements or the characters on it and the sentiment down below. And then when you slide these into the pocket, the characters kind of sit above the fold line that we're going to do here. And, it just kind of begs you to pull those out to see what these little cute characters might have to say. Okay, let's go ahead and let's get making these. All right, so I'm using basic white cardstock. And we'll just make one of the cards here together, and then I will do the coloring of the little characters just to give you some ideas. All right, so what I'm using here today, again, this is a piece of basic white cardstock, 4 1/4 by 11, and I've got it scored at 1 1/2 and 5 1/2 already. So that's the score. Here's the folding. We're going to fold it at the 5 1/2, and all of my bone folders are in another room. Okay, and then we're going to take this 1 1/2 inch section and fold it back. So in a way, we're making like a Z card or a Z fold card, but this is it. So that's the pocket. And then the only other thing that you have to do is get some ribbon and tie it around and hold it into place. All right, so that's the basics of the easy pocket card of, again, it's scoring, folding, and then tying. Okay, let's do some decorating. All right, so for the front of the card, I've got 2 pieces of designer paper. I'm using the 2024-26 in color designer paper, and this is pretty in pink. And what we're going to do is, and this is, like I had made, bring the measurements back in here. So we're using the pattern paper 4 by 4 1/4 and 4 by 2 3/4. The 2 3/4 area is going to go down here at the bottom of our pocket. I'm going to use some liquid glue, kind of talk to you a little bit about some of my tips and tricks. Let's use the polka dot side facing up. Get my liquid glue started. There we go. And we'll put that down on the bottom. Okay, we've got that. Now, what I like to do is I like to have this, as you can see, when we're going to close down and glue this flap, I like to go ahead and make this a little larger than this area here. I could have made this, I think, a 4 by 2 1/4, but I like that little extra because then it tucks under perfectly and I don't have to worry about the extra matting to line up exactly. It gives me a little wiggle room. This is the 1 by 1 1/4, and you can pick whatever fun pattern that you like. I kind of like the dots and the stripes together, so let's do that one. I'll get this started. There we go. And we'll put that on. Okay. If you want, you can leave this flap loose. I like to glue it down. We'll go ahead and put the liquid glue there and put that down. Give it a little extra press here. So that's the pocket part of it, or the card base. And now for our to put the ribbon down, if you wanted to, and I'm using Pretty in Pink. This is, again, like a reintroduced retired color. So then the third part of it is to tie it. So if you wanted to, you could just tie it loosely on here, tie a knot or a bow, and just tie that down. But what I like to do, if you struggle with bows or tying it down, this is what we did at our local card class this week, or last week, is I'm going to go right down the center with my tear and tape. And if you want, you can even trim that off. You can tear it or you can cut it on tear and tape. So however you want to do it. And I'm going to go ahead and take that off. Maybe. There we go. And you can take your ribbon. If you want, you can keep it on the spool. And for this one, I'm going to have the ends meet a little bit off to the side because I'm going to put a bow on afterwards. So I'm just going to lay this down, and you don't need to have the adhesive on the back side of it, just on the front. And then just trim it off where the ends meet. Okay, so, and that creates our pocket. And the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take a bow that I've made ahead of time. And this way, if you can tie the bows a little more freely, you can do that. You know, you can do that off to the side. That way, sometimes it's hard to tie a bow exactly how you like it. But here we're just going to kind of put the bow on top of where the seam is. Now we've got a cute bow that's ready to go. All right, so that's that part of it. All right, so for our pocket, what I'm using is a piece of Pretty in Pink cardstock, 4 by 5 1/4, and I've embossed it in one of the newer embossing folders. It's called 3D Swirly. It's so pretty. I just love this. So here's like how it looks with these other colors. It's just that, as it says, it's just a swirly pattern and it makes a fun background. to this. Just kind of wanted to show you, like, here's our little chipmunk or hamster guy. Like, here's without it, so you don't have to, but here's just a little added touch if you do want to use an embossing folder. And again, I use the swirly. So we have that. And since I want to use this to have, you know, to write a little something on here, this is a piece of basic white, 3 3/4 by 4. And you do want to have the 3 3/4 up here because we want it to, like, it needs to be the matted, and the 4's this way. And this is going to allow us to have a little stamping done on it. All right, so for this one, on the pink, I used the cute little mouse sending birthday hugs. And I have this one in the middle, but I wanted to show you how you don't have to do it in the middle. You can do it right or left. So when we pull this out, we have that. I'm going to change up the sentiments a little bit and use it just on our hugs and hearts. And let's see here. I could just hug you, and it's hugging a cute little heart on there. So I'm just going to go monochromatic, do tone on tone. So in here, I could just hug you on there. And now this is where we're going to play just a little bit. I'll go ahead and I'm going to color all of these characters so that you can see how I did this. Some of them I colored a little more detailed, but I also wanted to show how you can just color a little bit and really bring in those colors. So let me go ahead, and I got our little characters already stamped in Memento Black ink, and then I die cut them out using the coordinating dies. So I'm going to use Pretty in Pink, and I'm going to tie in that color with our heart. I'm using the thin edge, or the thin line on the Pretty in Pink, and I'm using the light. So you can just add just a little color to really bring that in, maybe do a little bit on the nose. And then to add a little highlight to our little mouse, I'm using the Ivory blend just to add a little brown tone to it. You have his tail and his feet, her feet, and maybe a little bit of the hands. Just a little contrast, doesn't have to be very dramatic on it. And now we'll go ahead and we'll put our 3 3/4 by 4 on our swirly cardstock. And we'll get that down. Oh, and I also wanted to, oops, I need a little blue here. My liquid glue, I think this one's about out. Oh yeah, there's a big air pocket that came out. Let's see if I got another one real handy. Oh, this one looks nice and full. Get my little start going on it. There we go. Okay, so let's get our card back in and tuck our pocket. Like I said, I wanted to have the little character kind of peeking out right here. And so I'm going to kind of see where our little mouse might be residing. And we'll get our dimensional. We'll get that down on it. Hope everybody's staying cool. At the time of the video, there's a heat wave going all across the country, it seems like. And, you know, I hope everyone's staying nice and cool. All right, so here's a little banner that comes in that die set with it. So I'm going to go ahead and take advantage of that. And let's see, what do I want to say? Sending a big hug, maybe. What else we have here? So it's there when you need it. I love that one. So it'll be so it's there when I need. Well, I could just hug you. Let's see. What do we want? Sending birthday hugs. I think I've got. Oh, let's do thanks. I'm mixing and matching what I have on my samples. Let's do thanks. I could just hug you. As mentioned earlier on, it's like you know, had a family member that was in the hospital for several days. And towards the end of my mom's stay, I was passing out thank you cards. And it was just, you know, for thank them for being so kind to mom and everything. And I think everyone just really appreciated being appreciated. So it was nice to see their reaction. I handed it to them privately, but they all came back in and said something to mom about, you know, it was nice to be appreciated. So we've got all of our cards, and we want to go ahead and make sure that we can hand them out sometimes too. The things can be, you know, put anywhere. On here, the banner. On this one, I'm going to put it down below. And again, I'll show you the other samples. And ahead of time, I die cut out from the In Color glimmer paper. Oh my gosh, that glimmer paper is so good. It's so good. And let's see here. I did, I think those do need to be, I got the mini dimensionals here. Nope, I don't have to cut those in half. Let me go ahead and get those on here. Oops, let me get this. Last week was supposed to be, I always call it kind of my maintenance week. You know, I have getting my nails freshened up and my hair trimmed, and everything got out of whack. My nails are as long as they've ever been. Crazy. All right, so I'm going to put a little thank you heart to kind of match the heart that's up there. And then let's add a little more glimmer to it. You can use, like, they've got In Color gems, the 2024 In Color gems, and the sequences are really nice too. I'm going to go ahead and see if I've got any of my pink gems left over here. Been using them like crazy. I think they're all gone. So I'm going to use the, let me see what these ones are definitely called. Adhesive Back Gems. This is a great one too, because this pink tone can go a lot of different ways. So I'm going to add a little pink gem here, get a little extra sparkle, and we'll do that just to have more little glimmer. All right, let me bring in the other card. So here's what, you know, this would look like if you want to do sending birthday hugs. Here I have a happy birthday sentiment from another stamp set on that. And let me go ahead and show you the other cards. So here's our little hamster, the I Could Just Hug You. The hearts and these flowers are part of that die set, the Hearts and Hugs too. And then here's a little on here. So on this, on our little hamster gerbil-y kind of guy, I use Crumb Cake and I use Pretty in Pink to do some highlighting on him for the blends. And then for this one, and this is what I want to color on this one as well. Again, just kind of showing this one, sending a big hug. So it's there when you need it. Here I'm using that glimmer paper again. This is with the Stylish Shapes die on that. Here I just tied a knot, did the same thing, and just glued it on. But let me show you how I colored our cute little seals, our lion seals here. Again, just kind of showing how you can just take a little bit of the matchy colors. Like, who would have thought to use, you know, Petunia Pop for this? I just kind of highlighted their little whiskers here and their tongues to bring in that color just a little bit for us. And then I took, this is the gray granite. And using gray granite, I'm just going to outline. So you don't have to always feel like you have to color everything from start to finish on this. I think sometimes just a cute little highlight of what, you know, of what other color that you want to bring in. And you could have done this with any of the paper color, whether it was the Summer Splash, the Lucky, you know, the Shamrock one, whatever that one is, or any of them, the Peach Pie, you know, just kind of bring in that color while it's unexpected. You could still so do it. So I'm just following the artist's outline of our little seals here, our lion seals. And that's it. But look how much of a difference that makes. Super cute. And then the same thing, and that just kind of got set right on top of that and right into the pocket. All right. So again, like a couple of the things that I thought I would share with you, that's the cards. I'm going to turn the camera around real quick here. I know as crafters, we're always, what do I want to say? We're always looking for storage things. And I've tried, every time I find something, I like to share it with you guys. Lately, what I've been using for my 12 by 12s and my especially the 6x6 paper is I found on Amazon this scrapbook storage organizer for 12 by 12. You get 32 of these pouches in here. And let me go around here. But I love it for scraps. So here's the in color 6x6, how it comes. Here's all of my scraps from like the classes and things on it. And it all can stay neatly in a 12 by 12 pouch and then go into my 12 by 12 organizers. But then everything stays in here. And this has a little easy to close flap. But then you have easy access. So I always like to share those finds with you. In fact, I've ordered I have 2 packs of those because I did it with all of my my 8.5 by 11 cardstock. All of that's in there. And now I don't have all of that loose stuff that falls out in my other way of doing it. So I've got the link there on my Amazon link if you're interested to check that out and see what that's all about. But like I said, I ended up having 2 packs of it because I used it for all of my different colored of cardstocks on it. Well, that's everything for today, everybody. I should be back on schedule from now on. Thanks for your patience and everything for those that follow me on my other social medias. And I hope that everyone has a great rest of your week. Hi, Joanne. Thanks for watching and happy crafting. Bye-bye.